What up? Brad here. Welcome back, or welcome to the channel, because I know this is not my normal content. So many people are checking out who aren't normally on here. I normally upload Pokemon videos and stuff of that sort, Dragon Ball Z and everything. But I want to do some different stuff, because I want to show people that I'm not just about that kind of thing, you know, just like nerdy stuff. I'm about like every kind of video game that's out there. Shooters, RPGs, racing, whatever else. So today, we're taking a look at my top 5 favorite video game weapons. And what I mean by that, I guess I should say favorite or not, you know, either way. What I mean by that is just weapons that really strike the nostalgia point with me. Do you know what I mean? They really just hit that gold right there where it's like, fuck yeah. That kind of thing, you know what I mean? So, we're going to dive right into it. I do my list a tiny bit different than you'll see other people on YouTube. Hopefully you enjoy it. Okay, so number 1 is going to be the hammer from Super Smash Bros. Golden or the normal. I put the golden because I think it personally looks nicer. But whichever way you want to break it down, it's been in every single Smash Bros. Since the beginning. It's still in the newest one. It's been in Melee, however the hell you want to say it. It's been in all of those. And the hammer is such a pinnacle in just all of gaming because it's so shitty, because no matter what kind of character you are, you can be Bowser, you can be Yoshi, super floaty, you can be super heavy, it doesn't matter. If you get hit and you got over like 50%, you're probably out of here. Especially with the golden hammer. Normal hammer, you can probably take it and keep going, but the golden hammer, you're probably going to be out of here. So, I don't know. I used to play a lot when I was a little kid, a lot of Smash Bros. 64, and it was shitty. I remember being so pissed off all the time, but I love it. You know, I look back so much and I see it now, and like the hammer just stood out to me. I couldn't not put it on the list. You know what I mean? So for overall of gaming, I feel like the hammer is quite the pinnacle of just douchebaggery. When you're trying to hit people, it just boom, just nail them. Everybody's like, Ike is so overpowered. Well, get hit by the golden hammer and see what's overpowered. Alright, our number 2 spot. We are taking a much different approach with this one, because it is going to be a much darker game. Now, I don't know if you guys ever played Dead Space, but Dead Space is one of my favorite franchises of all time. 3 was a little lackluster, don't get me wrong. It wasn't horrible or anything. It's still a good game. If it stood on its own, it would be fine. But after following up 2, 3 didn't stand much of a chance. But for the weapon, we're looking at the plasma cutter, because I had to go with that. There's so many good weapons in that. There really is. Okay, well, Dead Space is known for deaths. It's not really known for its weapons. You know, that's not the main thing. It's known for how many times you can die, what ways you can die, and everything like that. It's called Dead Space. But it's such a pinnacle in your arsenal. Like, the plasma cutter is by far one of the best weapons. If you can't aim it, you can't aim it. It is what it is. I'm sure I'm playing a funny gif right there about somebody missing a lot. But, or me missing a lot. It might be my own footage, I don't know. But either way, like, it really stood out to me because the plasma cutter is such an original type of weapon. How you can swap it vertically or horizontally to cut their limbs off. I always thought it was amazing. I always will think it's amazing. I love Isaac Clarke. I love Dead Space. Everything about the entire franchise. One of my favorite games of all time. For sure. And it could be a little nostalgia based at this point, because we're getting to the point where Dead Space is actually old. So it could be a little nostalgia at this point. But regardless, the plasma cutter is number 2, or number 4, I guess, if you're moving down. Yeah, we'll do 5 and then 4. Is number 4. And I don't know. I love it. I think it's a cool ass weapon. I think it's a cool idea for a weapon. And that's why it's here. Okay, so number 3, I had to put it with the Omni Wrench from Ratchet and Clank. I was trying to think of like what kind of series really stands out in my head as like something that's amazing, and Ratchet and Clank is right there. It's just always been a huge part of my childhood. It always will be, I guess. Nostalgia based is huge with Ratchet and Clank. I used to love it. There's so many weapons I could have picked from Ratchet and Clank. I could have picked Mr. Zircon. I could have picked the sheep gun. I could have picked the rhino. Any of that stuff. But I felt like the OG wrench was the one that I had to go with, just because it's the OG. You know what I mean? Like, and when they did that re-release of all the Ratchet and Clank, and the movie came out and everything, and it was just like, this is fucking dope. Like, that was like one of my favorite things I've done in the last like 5 or 10 years. Honestly, legitimately, Ratchet and Clank is a huge part of me. Like, it's always been part of what I've enjoyed, and that type of gameplay is like perfect in my opinion, where it's kind of funny, it's kind of serious because you're actually saving the universe. You get all these stupid ass weapons and you just beat the shit out of people. Hit them with wrenches, make them sheep, blow people up, light them on fire, hire little robot butlers and shit. I don't know, I love it. Hopefully you guys like it. The wrench it had to fit for me. It had to be on here for me. How's that? Okay, number 2. We are now getting into dangerous territory with people. Because this is when people start getting a little like, what the fuck, man? Why isn't this weapon on here and stuff like that? And I wanted to get something from God of War because there's so many. There's Blades of Olympus. You got the Hades blades. There's all these different dope ass weapons. I don't remember most of the names to be 100% frank with you guys. But I played God of War 1, 2, and 3. Probably shouldn't have played it when I was like 13, 14. You know, I was a little too young to be playing God of War, but whatever. The one that really stood out to me was the Nemean Cestas. And I think that's how you say it. They were just dope because Hercules is one of my favorite like overall characters of all time, and they make him such a fucking douche in this game. And then you get his freaking weapons, and you're like, these are fucking dope. Like you just run around and just beat the shit out of people. I almost put the Blade of Olympus on here. I was like, the Blade of Olympus has got to be the pinnacle of God of War weapons, but it just didn't really fit. If that makes sense, the Cessnas in my mind are so much cooler. They just look cooler. They fight cooler. I dig them. That's why I like them. That's why they're here at number 2. Okay, number 1. Oh my goodness. I had so many weapons I wanted to put here. I thought about the Buster Blade. I thought about the Master Sword. I thought about the original Keyblade. I thought about the Gunblade, Brotherhood. I thought about the Tournesol. I thought about the Zodiac Spear. All these crazy ass weapons. Excalibur. Whatever else. I had to go with the Keyblade, or the X-Blade, however you want to say it. It looks like X-Blade, said like Keyblade. And it's like the original Keyblade. So if you don't know anything about Kingdom Hearts, I'm not going to sum the story up for you. I can't do it. It's like an 85-minute video if I wanted to sum the story up for you. But basically, if you want to know about Kingdom Hearts, you got to know about the X-Blade. That's where it kind of originated to an extent, I suppose. They tie hand in hand the Kingdom of Hearts and the X-Blade, or the Keyblade. Vanitas wields it, and Vanitas was one of my favorite characters. Ventus was one of my favorite characters. If Birth by Sleep is my favorite Kingdom Hearts game. That might change when 3 comes out. Fucking if 3 comes out, I digress. But I'm not even going to get into Kingdom Hearts 3. It's on its way. We're just going to wait it out. 15 came out. They got to give me 3 now. That's just how it is. Final Fantasy 15 came out. They got to give me 3. But I felt like it was only due diligence to put it on here because Kingdom Hearts is the pinnacle of RPGs for me. It is my favorite RPG. It's right up there with Final Fantasy, but since Final Fantasy's in it, I figured it's my favorite. Sora is one of my favorite characters of all time. Vanitas is one of my favorite characters. The weapon looks pretty dope. All you basically is get 2 Keyblades with a big sword in the middle. Fucking sick. And yeah, number 1 is going to be that for me. The honorable mentions for this one are going to be the Master Sword. They're going to be the original Keyblade. They're going to be the Buster Sword, the Brotherhood, the Tournesol, Zodiac Spear, Gunblade. There's so many honorable mentions. There's so many dope-ass weapons that are out there in video games, but I had to pick the top 5. And this is what I came up with. This is what I thought, in my opinion, represented me the best as my top 5. If you guys did enjoy, make sure you do leave a like. It is very much appreciated. If you want to sub, that's awesome. I don't have much content like this on my channel right now because like I said, I have a Pokemon and I have a Dragon Ball channel, that's not changing, but there's going to be a lot more of this content coming around. So if you guys enjoy the style that I do my stuff, feel free to sub, hit me up on Twitter, whatever else, any of that kind of stuff. It's all very appreciated. But I will catch you guys in the next one, alright? Deuces.